I actually really like the look of this deck. So Grixis Shadow is a deck that's like pretty popular-ish in Modern, as popular as Modern decks get, basically, and it's been around for a while. This deck is choosing to forego the red cards and also playing Delver of Secrets. Gives you a little bit more consistent mana, less susceptible to things like Field of Ruin. We also have a couple of copies of Mausoleum Secrets in here, which seems interesting. They're basically like redundant copies of Death Shadow when you have things like Street Wraith and other threats that are going to be dying, so let's pop into a league and see how this goes. I am only planning to do Modern today, so I will be doing Standard tomorrow night after the Pro Tour wraps up. But I'm doing Modern today and then tomorrow morning, probably Saturday morning too. I've got a bunch of decks in the Modern queue that I just want to just plow through. Yeah, I like what this deck is doing. I think it's really clean with a lot of the numbers that it has going on. I think it's just like playing a bunch of very reasonable Magic cards. It's getting to leverage Unmoored Ego in the sideboard, which is a very reasonable sideboard card in Modern. Just like there's very little dicking around in this deck list. It's all mostly 4-ofs. The things that aren't 4-ofs like kind of make sense, like opt to just like cantrips 5 through 7, etc., etc. Am I gonna watch the Player of the Year playoff today? Probably not. There's a bunch of Modern decks in the queue that like have 80 plus points. I really prefer that they stay at like 60 or 70 or lower. So I'm gonna plan to just stream a bunch extra the next 2 days, especially because I'm going away next weekend to go to Milwaukee, so I don't want a bunch of things built up. Inflation's a pain, chat. Get to shock in this stubby, this Watery Grave. So we have Stubborn Island Fatal Push up here. You can have none of my... I was expecting the Inquisition opponent. Get out of here. Perfect. What you got over there? What you working with? Friendo. Alright, so I'm not going to get to keep any of my cards. I get to take this Liliana the Veil away, though, which is nice. Do I even shock this in? Is it wrong to just not shock this? It's probably wrong to not shock it. Yeah, pretty much everything we do are viewer submitted deck lists. Occasionally, people submit things for me to build, but this is card for card something someone sent in. What archetypes do you think we'll see at the PT? Anything not established? I think we're gonna see a lot of everything at the Pro Tour. I think Jeskai and the Drake deck are probably the decks to beat, but I think Golgari is just a very good deck. And like, so basically green-black mid-range in Standard is the type of deck that good Magic players like to play, because it's like, we were actually talking about this last night, like mid-range aggressive decks tend to be the style of decks that good players gravitate towards, because they're decks that allow you play as the game goes long to leverage your play skill, but they're also decks that have aggressive draws that just run people over. That is, this is one of the tough things about Modern. Even the interactive decks in Modern create pretty uninteresting games like this, unfortunately. We just kind of like punching each other a bunch and like hoping to top deck better than the opponent. Just like how it goes. Stream Decker isn't updated. You're super right. I wish counterspells were more playable in this format, because counterspells are interaction that creates a little bit more play and counterplay. So they have Skooz, Bolt, and one card I don't know about, so they're going to play this into this Fatal Push they know about. Vortex, thanks for the 5-month resub. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate that. Yeah, let's keep punching each other. Keep punching each other. How are you interested in engaged, chat? I don't mind playing discard decks against non-discard decks, but discard deck mirrors are just like, they're just, I think tedious is the way I would describe them. They're just like not doing anything that's particularly interesting, right? This is like, we both just like punched each other in the face a bunch of times. We're just like hoping that when everything finally shakes loose, we end up ahead. What's going on, Max? Perfect Vortex. Should get back to you tonight on that. All right, I'm at 9. Who's ready to die to this Raging Ravine? Raise your hand. Yep. Yep. Oh, and they got back Bloodbraid Elf. Excellent. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I drew another uppercut. Sucker punch him. Get him in the face. Get him in the face. Just nice card advantage, opponent. Ugh. In Clarion's worth a spot in the board. It could potentially be okay. Honestly, if you're really worried about tokens with that deck, it might be right to just play Fiery Cannonade, because Fiery Cannonade doesn't kill you. Because Fiery Cannonade doesn't kill Thorn Lieutenant, and you can protect your Adonto Vanguard from it. So I might try Cannonade. What a rancid game of Magic. And, like, we're just dead even if we drew a spell here, right? Because they were going to flip Liliana and get this Bloodbraid back. So, I'm going to bring in these Liliana the Veils. I'm going to cut the Inquisitions. I'm going to cut a Thoughtseize. I think they're going to pressure me enough. So, generally speaking, you want to trim your discard spells in these discard mirror matches because, as that last game showed, they just kind of get down to these top decking matches, and you really would rather prefer to have more cards that directly impact the board as opposed to drawing Thoughtseizes while your opponent's killing you with a Bloodbraid Elf or a Tarmogoyf. Playing Magic digitally is the best choice for playing a large volume of games in a very condensed amount of time. So... we're not gonna respond here, but I'm just gonna remind you that the most important part about Jeff Does Social Media are these points over here, and there's this button here, and just use those buttons aggressively. Just use them. Anybody who's just telling you you're wrong without any... Basically, if somebody on social media doesn't follow the rules of my chat, don't engage. Disengage and back up. Save yourself the headache. All right, we boarded out 3 of our 6 discard spells, but we've got 2 in the opener. Yeah! Get him! Get him! We're gonna get him, chat. Ain't gonna see it coming. Just punch him in the throat over and over and over again. This is my day off. I'm working overtime. There's too many modern decks in the queue that have too many points, so we're gonna work our way through them. And we're trying to have a good time while we do it. You just gotta laugh, chat. You just gotta laugh it off. Do I know where all your socks go? I do not. You know what the best pro tip I can give you regarding socks is? Buy a bunch of socks that are all the same. You'll be a much happier person. Because then you won't know if they go missing. Because if they go missing in pairs, you'll never miss them. Alright, take your removal spell. Play my Delver of Secrets. Cross my fingers that it's going to run across the finish line. Now, I think hoping that Modern's going to change from what it is today is just like, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. You should enjoy Modern for what it is, and if you don't, you should play other formats. Modern has some good games in it, has some bad games too, but you know, it does actually have, there are a non-zero amount of reasonable games, and if the good games don't make up for the bad ones, you should just explore things like Standard or Legacy or other things like that. Not every format has to appeal to every person. It's okay the Delver will never flip. That's probably true. I see people have watched the stream before. That was a mistake. I should have played. I was thinking like I could hold this for a Liliana, but if they play a Liliana, they're just going to edict this, and I could have used this to scry with the Delver. Yeah, I should have just played this out. Let me show you my fat stubby D. Oh no, it's a soft stubby D, chat. They're gonna see through my ploy. That's true. We would have soft stubbed to Liliana. So yeah, 10 out of 10 just should have played the fetch land. Do you prefer sub-gifts during Standard, Modern, or no preference? Whatever's good for you, Vortex. Sub-gifts, bits, donations, whatever's easiest and whenever's easiest for you. Delver's bugged at flip. Delver is literally bugged, chat. We bugged the Delver. Bugged the Delver. Look at that. Delver flipped. This is just awkward. It's awkward and a little bit sad. So I'm not really surprised that we're losing this matchup. If I had to like look at the decks that I could play against, like this style of deck, Death Shadow in general tends to beat up on combo-based decks more than anything. So the fact that we're dying to Jund does not surprise me. We drew 3 mana Death Shadow though, so we got that going for us. I could get Liliana the last hope here, but I think I'm supposed to just get Death Shadow. So I want to just get my threat into play and start killing them. Yes, that's what I have. I have like 40 pairs of just black business socks. They're fantastic. Ankle-high black socks. Wonderful. Bob Fadon. Let's do it. So I actually can't attack here because I died a Raging Ravine Dark Confidant on the backswing. What modern deck do I recommend you play? If you go to my website and click on the proven section of the modern deck list, I think any of the decks in there are fantastic choices. Maybe these Dark Confidants will kill them for us. Check out our options here before we die. Thanks, Madden. Glad you're enjoying them. All right, second 8-8. All right, another Watery Grave. Just draw into Teamer Battle Rage, and that like, so I know the Teamer Battle Rage is a joke, but like that's a real thing to consider here, right? Like if we had Teamer Battle Rage in our deck, we would have outs to draw to here, right? The fact that we are not Grixis and we are just straight blue-black makes us worse in positions like this, which is definitely something worth thinking about. It's one of the things you want to kind of be critical of and examine as you play matches. We are not dead to Ravine. We have 2 blockers. We block Raging Ravine and Tarmogoyf and then take 4 and go to 1. And then kill them on the backswing, so they're not attacking this turn. They're going to play this Tarmogoyf and maybe whatever other spell they drew this turn. Now, just Modern today. I got a backlog of Modern I need to clear out. We're going to do some Standard again tomorrow night after the Pro Tour. I'll probably go live when the last round of the Pro Tour is getting ready to finish up. Went to post something on Twitter, and then I turned around and all of our cards were dead, chat. Mausoleum Secrets has been good. This deck definitely wants threat density. I'm like, it's like a threat / fatal push split card. I think blue-red tempo's fine. I think like every reasonable Modern deck, it's got matches that are good, matches that are bad. If we draw a removal spell here, we get to kill them. I think that Damnation was actually good for us. Like how things played out. Oh, I attack to force a block. That's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion. I didn't think about. Well, I don't force a block is the issue. I don't force a block because if I crack this fetch, I die to Raging Ravine. So it's not actually a forced block. All right, sweet. So now I can attack because it's a forced block because I can dismember the Ravine. Well, no. It is a forced block, but I die on the backswing. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. So if I don't do it... Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. So I attack, they're forced to block, their thing dies, and then I don't have to crack my fetch, so I don't die in the backswing. But wait, they just fire up... Last turn they didn't have Ravine to block with. All right, that makes sense. I drew this... So we get to kill the Ravine and then force a block on the Tarmogoyf here. So yeah, you're right. I should have done this last turn. If I would have forced the Goyf to block last turn, I'd actually kill them this turn with the Dismember. So I've put myself a turn behind and given my opponent outs to draw to by not being more aggressive. That was a good thing to point out. Thank you. Sweet. And we ended up not getting punished for that. We put ourselves a turn behind and didn't get punished. So that feels nice to get away with that one. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Mausoleum Secrets was very good there. Just like having more threat density was quite fantastic. Yeah, I think that Damnation was very bad for them. Did they just put me on the play? Rude. All right, Stream Decker is active. You might need to refresh your browser page. Sorry, the stupid Deckmaster plugin unloads Stream Decker. Perfect. Always lucky. Yeah, with Street Wraith, it's like almost free. I don't want to call it completely free, but it's pretty close to free. So this is a hand here where even if I miss, I think it's correct to keep. This is a hand where the evaluation you need to do is what's more likely to happen. Am I more likely to win on 5 in the stupid Thoughtseize mirror match? Or am I more likely to hit a land and shoot 2 draws here? 2 looks. Yeah, I think you're right, Brad, that just regular Grixis Shadow could explore playing Mausoleum Secrets. Perfect. I'm actually going to opt to keep my health total high here, I think. I'm going to fetch a basic swamp. Yeah, I'm going to fetch a basic swamp. I'm going to go ahead and just jam this, this big old fish into play. There are no Snapcasters in my deck, but there are Liliana, the Last Hope, so we might get the Street Wraith back later. Their hand is Bob, and a Damnation. Next turn. Oh, I also have the Mausoleum Secrets, which is a reason to keep the Street Wraith in my bin. Maybe I'm supposed to fetch shock there because these can get Death Shadows. That's a big, fat, stubby D. Yes, it is. All right, let's stack with this. All right, so is it wrong to just... I think I just want to play 3-mana Death Shadow here, right? Because I want this stub for the Damnation. Think I just put another threat into play. Like, obviously they could draw like a removal spell for like both my threats here if they have some good hits, but I think it's right to just be aggressive here. I think the deck just wants to be more aggressive. Like, there's Delver and like what could be a Snapcaster slot. Just like run people down more often. So they have Bob, K Command. Okay. So if they take my stub here, I get to Mausoleum Secrets for Thoughtseize and Thoughtseize their Damnation. I do still have 2 Thoughtseize in my deck, I believe. Yeah, I have 3 in my deck right now. Yeah, I have 3 in my deck right now. Or 3 in my 60, and I've played 1, so I have 2 in my deck. Sure. Yeah, this is gonna force some jump blocks, right? Supamina, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, the secrets have been, like, win or lose, the secrets have been really impressive this game. Alright, so I'm going to 7. I play this. We want to make sure we don't... Ideally, I want to not die to Bolt. So they have to block at least one of these. Otherwise, they die. So if they draw Bolt here, we do die. Because they get to Bolt, and then K Command, and then attack with Bob. But I think it's right to pressure them here. Foil King, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Okay. It's a good hit. Yep. See the Ravine come in. So Shadow is dead. I think they're supposed to attack me here. And I'm definitely just supposed to dismember this, right? Just like not close, just like put them dead to the Gurmag Angler next turn. No, Arena's not supposed to have another collection wipe. So this is going to kill the Shadow, obviously. So they have Bloodstained Mire, Dark Confidant, Kolaghan's Command in hand. So they're currently not in a great spot. As of right now, top deck removal spell kills them. Mausoleum Secrets does not get Temur Battle Rage. It only gets black cards. Yep. So if I play the Delver, they kill it. If I leave the Delver in my hand, they discard it. It's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. I agree, Corpse Dancer. I think the biggest issue with the arena economy is that it's confusing, which is a problem in my opinion. But like the actual what you're getting for the money you're putting in is not bad. Sure. Can I get a Doomblade? All right, I miss you. It's not even just stubborn denial. Thought Scour is very good too. Playing Gurmag Anglers quickly and consistently is very important. Yeah, I think the reason trying to let Bob kill them there is greedy. I think I'm ahead right now and attacking them every turn with this Gurmag Angler is very reasonable. That was an aggressive timeout, Mattman. You can let them back. They're fine. They justified it above. They said we could let Bob try and kill them. Yay! We drew a Doomblade. I think that pressuring them here is right because like it's very easy for like leaving Bob on the table to go wrong for us. Basically, I'm kind of impressed that we won that. Mausoleum Secrets was just like the MVP games 2 and 3. Very, very impressed with that card. We would not have had the redundancy in game 2 to win without Mausoleum Secrets, and we would not have had the utility that we needed to win in game 3. So, I don't know that you can afford to play more than 2 of them, but the 2 of them were very good. You can always tell when people are from the South, like myself, because we don't take the things right good before morning. We just assume one word will do. It's got Ad Gully. All right, run the play. What about Sultai Shadow with Gwaifan Delver And Traverse for Secrets. I mean, Sultai Shadow is a thing that people have played in the past. Traverse is a little clunky and awkward to enable in my experience. Traverse is really often, I feel like everybody who's ever registered Traverse the Ulvenwald in Modern has severely underestimated how easy it is to make that card work. Can you run back the mono red Steamkin deck in Standard? Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Adnup. I appreciate it. You're talking about the Phoenix build, right? With the blasting stations and gutter snipes. Yep, perfect. Dredge. Okay, so this hand is actually like kind of okay against Dredge because it's really aggressive. It's not amazing, but it'll do in a pinch. Thoughtseize here, also good. It's going to get us to our Death Shadow faster, which is nice. I can actually cast Death Shadow this turn, right? Because this is putting me to 15. This is going to put me to 12. Alrighty, well, we're going to take the Narcomoeba, which actually would have been able to block my Delver next turn, so, like, you know, things worth considering. Hey, what's going on, G-Buts? Welcome. If you're interested purely in Standard content, you can find a bunch of that on my website. This morning and this afternoon is going to be all Modern on Magic Online. Why did Delver flip? Who are you? And where is Jeff, right? I don't understand. That's pretty bad for us, chat. That's pretty bad for us. That's what we needed to not happen. I do think Arena is the future of digital Magic, but I don't think Magic Online's going anywhere for the foreseeable future. All these people that are talking about, like, if they wanted to bring Modern to Arena, it's going to happen instantaneously. They don't understand how software development works. Like, if Modern's going to come to Arena, it's probably 5 to 10 years off or more. They have their plate full just, like, adding features. I think cantrips are really terrible. I think the cantrips in Modern generally are not worth their casting cost. And the only reason you want a testament to how bad the cantrips are in Modern, this deck plays Thought Scour instead of the other cantrips because Thought Scour lets you fill the graveyard for delve. Like, the only reason this deck plays cantrips is because it's interested in delving. Alright, so our chance of being able to win this game, I think, pretty much went out the window when they hit the con flag last turn. So when this deck's able to steal game 1 in this matchup, Grixis Shadow can steal it sometimes with Teamer Battle Rage. If we were going to win game 1 with this deck, it was definitely going to involve an aggressive start and just, like, hitting the con flag right away, just, like, nip that right in the bud. Yeah, you can find a bunch of the Lich's Mastery deck on my website. Click Standard Decks at the top. They hit a Dredger there, so I assume we're dead. Not quite yet. All right. Yeah, you can find all of my content pretty much organized on my website, G-Butts. And whatever's not on the website, you can find on my YouTube channel directly. They're actually out of Dredgers here. If they don't draw a land next turn, maybe this Gurmag Angler can run them down. Because I can Liliana plus here. Actually, do I just get my Death Shadow back? No, I think I want to kill their Narcomoeba. I guess if I get the Death Shadow back, I could have them dead on board. Oh, there was a Dredger in there that I missed. All right, sweet. We're dead. I believe we have died. They're bringing back 2 amalgams with this. I guess I have Fatal Push for one of those. Would you trim Chills versus Shadow decks? No. Chill's gonna make this matchup impossible, I assume. Like, cause I can't play my shadows aggressively because I can't put myself low. So they're gonna conflagrate something here to get their dredgers back in the bin. Probably figuring out if they want to dome me or the Liliana. I assume they want to dome me here. Cast Golgari Thug is not the line I was expecting. I think I'm supposed to board in Unmoored Ego in this matchup. It does get a Dredger in the bin, doesn't it? Yeah, we're very dead here. I think I'm supposed to board in Unmoored Ego in this matchup. Yeah, but just because Mill's supposed to do it doesn't mean this deck is supposed to do it, Jekyll Girl. I guess this is like 2 mana extra surgical. I probably don't have time to dick around with Opt. Dismember's probably worse than Fatal Push. Yeah, I'll keep some Ops. Last Hope. Actually, is Last Hope good? She takes out Narcomoebas and stuff like that. That's probably fine. What do we think of this? So, Leyline's better in this matchup than Unmoored Ego is, but in general, no. Leyline's a different card than Unmoored Ego. And I already have 4 cards dedicated to Graveyard Heat here in Surgical Extraction. Now, you could argue maybe I want to play Leyline instead of Surgical. I could see that. Surgical has some synergy with Mausoleum Secrets, though, which is appealing. Yeah, Last Hope gets you through old Stinky Boy a little bit. What's going on, Velik? Yeah, I'm planning to do, I think, 4 Modern decks today. The queue's stacked up a little bit, and I just wanna dive head first into it. Just a friendly reminder that if you want to tell me how to play Magic, you gotta tell me why. You gotta tell me how. What's the deal? Thoughtseize helps us power out our threats, and the 1 mana discard in general I think is very reasonable in this matchup because it can break up things like Cathartic Reunion and stuff like that. Also, when we're on the play, the opponent's Dredge deck with Creeping Chill will often keep a hand that has Shriekhorn as its basically only enabler, and you can just take that from them and like leave them stranded. Is Jund good right now, or is it played because of Trophy? This is Modern. Everything sucks and everything is fine. I mean, this hand is like 4 lands and a mystery card, but like the 2 cards that we definitely have are very good. I might trim the Inquisitions for Ops on the draw, but I think they're pretty reasonable. Excellent. I think I'd keep 5 land Surgical Delver in this matchup, though, so let's just run it. My body is ready for mod. Sadistic. Thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Feels bad. I'm gonna draw step, take this blood gas from them. The reason why we do this in their draw step is because this way if they draw blood gas for the turn, I get to take an extra one from them. We don't want to give them a chance to play a land, because if they play a fetch land, they can fetch in response to the surgical and get their blood gas back. Is this a baby now? Thank you for the 9-month resub there, Urki. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Their hand desperately needs a second land. How'd they sideboard? They brought in 2 trophies, and they have 3 lightning axes, and that's it looks like. They trimmed 2 creeping chills. This is actually really important information to know. There are only 2 creeping chills in their deck. It's a big deal. It's good. Like that allows us to like play with more specific information here. Fetch lands are good. Okay, so kind of punished for my sequencing here on my mana. Fetch lands are good because think of every fetch land as a 5-color land because of how the interaction with fetch lands and shock lands ends up working out. Okay. So I'm behind because I was a little bit too conservative because I didn't have a Shadow Insight. You don't have to renew right away either. God, so super punished. Man, that's unreasonable. I'm so dumb. If we were just like 1 point lower, I could just destroy them. I mean, it doesn't like this deals 5. I'm gonna take their loams away here, but definitely punted. Definitely punted. Did I know about that? I forgot to look at all the cards in their hand. I thought they had, you're right, I did know about that, didn't I? I might take a picture this time so I don't miss it. Yeah, I messed that up. I messed this up twice. I should have been more aggressive with my health total. Earlier, and then I got punished for it. Alright, so what do they have? Did I just like take the Conflagrates out of their deck now? Is it nuts to just take all their Conflagrates away here? This is how they kill me, right? And also, their blood gas are gone, so I'm either taking Conflagrate or Narcomoeba here. And Narcomoeba's in their hand, so I think I'd rather take Conflagrate. This feels good. I think I should probably have all of these in my deck. Three mana Surgical Extraction is a playable card here. I'd have won this game by a lot, I think, if I'd have sequenced my lands better. I was just not aggressive enough. We might still win this game, but I definitely would be winning if I'd have sequenced better. Oh, yeah, I should play the Fetch to Scry. Yeah, that's wrong. Thank you for pointing that out. People, not punish, people too often hold lands to bluff, and there's just very little value in bluffing. Just don't do it. So they have an Assassin's Trophy that we know about, and they just drew 3 cards. They're pretty likely to find a Black Source. This one's naming Narcomoeba. Holy crap. Good lord. Wait, I can choose not to take these out of their hand, right? This is optional. I just leave them the ones in their hand, right? Just not close. It's optional, right? Yeah, I can choose not to take these. I just don't click on them. All right, Narcomoebas are gone. Let's go. Beep, beep. I really did not like playing Creeping Chill Dredge. It felt like it took the deck and just made it more linear and less fun to play. Chat, read Unmoored Ego. Unmoored Ego lets them draw cards when I take cards out of their hand. That's why I didn't want to take the one out of their hand. I didn't want to take the one out of their hand, so let them draw cards. We might still just be dead to Stinkweed Imps, because there's no Team or Battle Rage in our deck. So, like, I can attack them here, but, like, they just... I can attack them here, but they just, like, trade, take 3, and then, like, this next... And then they, like, they run the same thing back next turn. And this matchup is very bad for Shadow for a number of reasons. I think if I'd been more aggressive, we'd be in a winnable spot, but, like, our draw was reasonable this game even with me punting slightly, and, like, just, like, getting set up into the Stinkweed, just gonna die, probably. Standard's my favorite format by a lot. This current Standard format's the best format in Magic I've ever played. It's very, very good. Yeah, they have a trophy in hand as well. I think we're just dead to rights here. They get trophy one of my threats and block the 2 others. And, like, they're in 8 Creeping Jolts and stuff eventually. It is Sign Tech, which gives me hope that Standard's going to continue to just remain awesome with the play design team helping out. No, they have an Assassin's Trophy in their hand. I have a screenshot. So, this is why I didn't attack last turn. Oh, they have trophy and I didn't Thoughtseize there. That's what you're saying. I'm just giving you a timeout because you're a turd. Tell me why next time. This is why the whys are important, Chad. I'm human. I miss things. And if you don't actually tell me why, well, they just have double trophy. Okay. Didn't matter. No harm, no foul. But again, tell me why. If you want to be constructive and contribute in chat. The whys are important. My preferred Boros aggro deck is on my website. Click the standard decks button at the top. I named Narcomoeba with the Unmoored Ego rather than Stinkweed Imp because they didn't have Stinkweed Imp at the time, and Narcomoeba threatens to run me over with Prized Amalgams. I think we're just supposed to attack and surgical Stinkweed Imps, and then they're just spinning their tires until we draw a threat. If I surgical their trophy, they just trophy in response, chat. And again, if I would have been more aggressive with, my Death Shadow earlier this game and my lands, we'd have probably won by now. Let's go ahead and do this. We could just die to their 2 copies of Chill. You're not wrong. They don't have any dredgers in their bin though after I take these, so we've got that going for us. They have any dredgers in their deck? They have one. There's one dredger in their deck because I've taken their loams and their Stinkweed Imps now. If we find a threat, we're in a pretty good spot. If we find a threat before they find they have one City of Brass. They have exactly one way to cast these blue cards. Which naturally means that this Shriek Cord is going to hit both the Creeping Chills and kill us. It hit their one dredger too. Alright, we did. Good game. Didn't even need it. We're gonna get Gurmag Angler next turn too. Yeah, I should have been more aggressive that game. I definitely messed up the sequencing in the early turns and then allowed my opponent far more time than I needed to allow them. Yeah, I think this deck's pretty good at putting cards in the bin between 12 fetches and Thought Scour, and you just want the 5th point of power on Gurmag Angler. Sounds fine. So, like, so far playing this, I've really liked Mausoleum Secrets, but I'm not sure that just being blue-black really makes a whole lot of sense over playing Grixis. Like, Temur Battle Rage is a pretty good Magic the Gathering card. You have to play Mirror of Sorts. Not a mirror, got it? It's like a fun day of Magic spreadsheet. What's going on, Sean? Thanks for the support. I appreciate that. I should have let an Inquisition here, huh? I kind of want to take the Remand, but they have a lot of expensive cards that I want to take, and Remand or Inquisition can't take those later. Yeah, leading on the Thoughtseize was very wrong there. Because, like, if I miss the land and they Remand my Thought Scour, I just, like, feel terrible. Ding, ding, ding. Thankfully, this is a no justice stream. All right, Blood Moon me. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Okay, step one, didn't get Blood Mooned. Fetch land is a great draw here. It means I can play Shadow plus Gurmag Angler. So, obviously I could play both of those already, but the fetch land means I can play the Shadow out as a 4/4 so it doesn't die to this Lightning Bolt, which is ideal. I'm gonna fetch I'm fetching a basic here because I want to play around Blood Moon a little bit. I like to prioritize basic swamp as opposed to basic basic island. Why would they play Blood Moon? Oh, MTGO. I'm currently typing, do you see, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm currently typing in my round clock. I don't know why this is a bug that exists, or like, I really don't understand, like, whenever you think you might understand MTGO's spaghetti mess of a code, what on God's green earth is going on the back end of this application that somehow this is even remotely related to a text field that I can type into? What could possibly, I don't understand what the back end could possibly look like for that to be something that could happen. Like, how, I just can't even fathom it. I just completely at a loss as to how that could be something that I'm able to type into. All right, do I want to put myself dead to Bolt Snap Bolt? I don't think so, because I have them dead on board next turn regardless. That's why whenever anybody says that X feature would be very easy to add to Magic Online, I'm always like, they can't even get the colors of Magic cards correct on this application. What makes you think they could do the feature you want them to do? Let's have a little realism in our lives for a moment. I think the red cards tend to be better in Death Shadow. The Teamer Battle Rages and the etc. We Harvest Piring one of my creatures? I think I'm about to get Harvest Pired, chat. Gosh, I'm smart and thin. You can smell a Harvest Pyre on Moto from a mile away. They have a lightning bolt in their hand, so their last card is bolt. So if I try and kill them there, I die to bolt. Yep. Sorry, I should articulate that. I could dismember my Gurmag Angler, putting my thing to a 10/10, but then I go to 3 and I die to this. Look at that. We cast a card that had more than 3 toughness and our opponent died. Nice blue-red control deck. Alright, it's definitely want opt in this matchup. This is a Last Hope Out matchup, or Dispel. I think this is just like Dispel in, Last Hope Out, like submit. I don't think I want Surgical or Ego in this matchup. What do we think of this? Do we like it? Do we love it? I guess Dismember's not particularly good. Dismember and Fatal Push both leave like a little bit to be desired. Yeah, maybe Veil's fine. She like kills whatever small amount of creatures they might have. I guess these cards are really bad, huh? Do I want... What mix of these? They could play Thing in the Ice. I like that suggestion. I'm actually gonna leave... I'm gonna leave a split on these, because Dismember can give us some utility sometimes for making our shadows better. Yeah, and this kills TT, which is reason to have it in. So I have 7 ways to kill Thing, plus Mausoleum Secrets to find some. I like this. Let's give this a go. Sure. Kind of looking for a black fetch at this point, so I can get a basic swamp to play through Blood Moon. So, I think in an effort to play through Blood Moon, I'm gonna fetch Basic Island here and try and dig for a basic swamp. You like how we have eight black fetches and 4 blue fetches? Just like drew all the blue fetches. I'll keep that. That's fine. It's a redraw. It's a good pickup. That's a little punishing for the way I fetched here. Oh, I shouldn't have played my land out. Now if I draw a black fetch, I can't play it. Okay, sweet. If they're remanding this, that's good for us. Because that means they're not going to remand the Thoughtseize, and we take a Blood Moon before it happens. I drew the fucking that. Yep. Oh, they're going to remand our Thoughtseize. They're going to play Blood Moon, and I'm going to concede and be very sad. I even talked about what I was going to do, and then I clicked on the Misty Rainforest anyways. Apologies for the Blood Moon concession. Woo, modern. Yay, magic. Are we having fun? I'm having fun. I messed up there. I could have played around the Blood Moon if I'd have sequenced correctly and not clicked on the Misty Rainforest. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who love Blood Moon out there that will let me know. This is why I don't have YouTube comments enabled. Because if there were YouTube comments enabled, there'd be a bunch of mouth-breathing heathens in my comment section being like, "But Jeff, Blood Moon is fine. If you would have fetched correctly, you'd have been fine. It's not Blood Moon's fault. Leave Blood Moon alone, Jeff." That's what my comment section would look like for this video, for that exact moment. Because all the mouth-breathing Blood Mooners out there would, like, send the video to their friends. They wouldn't even watch it. They'd just post hateful things in the comment section, because that's how those types of things work. And again, like, that's just part of Modern. And if you're not okay with that part of Modern, you just can't play the format. And again, that's not a complaint. It's just a statement of fact. That is part of the format. Correct. Yeah. YouTube comments make the average Twitch chat look like a saint. I agree. Look at like. Double TT. They also have Karanos. Gross. What's going on, J-Bags? Thanks for the 213 sub. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna kill them before this Karanos happens, right? Good. We're okay with that. Yeah, I think we're on the kill them before Karanos happens plan. Let's not, Dak. Well, that's great. This is why we did a split of push and dismember. It's possible I should shock here because my Death Shadows currently die to Lightning Bolt, but I want to get my basic island in case I get Blood Mooned. I'm willing to moderate Twitch chat for free, but you couldn't pay me enough to moderate YouTube comments. So they have Karanos, Sulphur Falls, Spell Snare, and then 2 cards I don't know. Going to 7 here is fine. You don't want to go to 6 because that's double bolt range, but going to 7 and putting them on a 2-turn clock seems appealing. Yeah, maybe. It could be right to just shock aggressively last turn. I definitely could see that being the case. All right, 2 lethal threats with that fetch. God bless. What do we got? Vendiclick, sure. Clicking themselves, I assume here. Need to trade that Karanos in for something better. Something that impacts the board. I've not, Lone Wolf. I don't have that much time to consume Magic content these days because I'm working so much. All right, 2 and 1. Not bad. How we doing, folks? Good morning. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time stream, meme, Magic content producing machine, whatever you want to call me here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play a ton of Modern here on Magic Online. We play some Standard on Magic Arena. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their very wonderful support. Past subscribing. You can also support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal and check out with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there with them. Are you somebody who thinks you always find the right line when you're looking at a Magic board state? Why don't you put your skills to the test? Head on over to PossibilityStorm.com. They do awesome Magic puzzles. They have 80 plus puzzles up there, and they put out new ones of varying difficulty every single week. If you want to see one of their puzzles in action, we actually solved one of them on stream last week. We'll be doing another one later this week as well. Hey, Onset Nonsense. Thanks for the 3-month resub. Hey, appreciate that. Welcome back. I do appreciate you keeping me employed here. CoolStuffInc.com. Buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, you might hear my shuffling deck going here because it keeps my hands busy. This is protected by my wonderful BCW Elite Guard sleeves. Using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% on your orders of sleeves, deck boxes, and all sorts of other great gaming and TCG accessories with them. Someone asked, is it a good idea to buy, is it worth buying packs on Arena to build decks? I think if you think you will get enjoyment out of playing Arena, then yeah, buying packs is the best way to get decks constructed if you don't want to play a bunch of Limited. The Limited, if you enjoy Limited, is better EV, but remember, you should be playing games for fun, so if you don't enjoy playing Limited, you should just buy packs and open them. Watery Grave. I feel like the jury's still out on these Delver Secrets. I don't know how I feel about them. Don't you dare bogle me. Don't you dare bogle me. It's a fucking bogle. I'm gonna offer this trade because it's all I got in my life. I really feel like they finally got a good balanced mechanic in the hexproof from specific colors. Protection is a bad mechanic from a game design perspective. Hexproof is a bad mechanic from a game design perspective, but hexproof from a specific color, I feel like hits this really sweet spot of this card is insulated against some things, but not just straight up impossible to interact with. I think Shroud's fine. I don't know that I love it, but it's like, it's less offensive than some other things. Yeah, that control deck's a lot of fun. If they attack with this, I'm gonna dismember my Delver and kill their Umbra, I think. That's just starting at tier 2, Krikoro. So tier 1 subs can add decks to the queue for a lower price point. For $10, subs can add decks to the queue. I should have held my fetch line to scry with. All the details on how... Oh no, I needed to have cracked the fetch for a Death Shadow to work. Derp. Come on, Delver. Sweet. I'm just gonna be aggressive and hope they don't have anything here. That's our chance to win this matchup. When they play Daybreak Coronet next turn, we'll just concede. Oh, actually, I can... Oh, I punted. Ooh, that's a big pop-up punt, so they should be 2 lower. I forgot I had Street Wraith in the bin. This card's so good. Forgot I had Street Wraith in the bin. All right, I'm gonna pretend like I did this on purpose, and I'm gonna get an Inquisition. Pretty sure it's about the same. Sweet. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. God, they even gave us a Dismember target. That's so good for us, chat. They're dead! We did it! Nice Bogles deck! Look at that. Somebody call the police. There's been a robbery. Mausoleum Secrets continues to impress. Oh, they have a Dryad Arbor, right? But that's fine. I have a Dismember. So there's this really awesome thing where if you think I'm too loud, there's a speaker icon in the corner of your Twitch window that's gonna let you adjust how loud I am. It's quite marvelous technology. You have control over the man in the talkie box. Dead you. All right, so this pretty lady, these out. Hey. Mosette, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks back this way again this month. I do appreciate that. The marvelous Magic Online sounds right. I think that's all I want to do. Surgical and Ego aren't particularly good. Go, man in the talkie box, go. Thank you, Green Apples, for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm loud, but I'm consistently loud, so you can turn me down. Consistency is important. Turia, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. No Echoing Truth seems loose. Completely disagree. I think Echoing Truth sounds like some hot garbage nonsense. Does not sound like a particularly playable card. How do I adjust the sass level of the mana talk? Would you like it to go up or down? One direction I am happy to go in. And this hand's a keep, right? We're gonna get leylined and then concede. More sass, please. God bless. So on the very minute chance that their hand does stone cold nothing past this Bogle, we'll play a turn or two of magic here. How does this deck deal with enchantments? You don't. You fucking die. This is, let me drive home for you the best thing you can learn about Modern that will make you a much better Modern player. Pick a subset of things that you're willing to die to and then fucking die to them. You can't beat everything. That's not how this format works. It's an unrealistic expectation to think you're going to beat everything. You will lose far more matches of Magic trying to beat everything than if you just nut up and be like, listen, I can't beat these things, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay if I can't beat everything. Oh, good. Oh, good. I drew Liliana the Veil. Bogles never beats Liliana the Veil, chat. Thoughtseize, that card's so good against Bogles. All right, are we done here? I'm going to take one more draw step. I'm going to take one more draw step at a shadow or a thing. Isn't that true for every format or just life in general? The matches or the degree, and this is why a lot of people find Modern a very frustrating format. The degree to which you just lose to things in Modern is much, much higher than in Standard and even Legacy. The swings in Modern in matchup variants tend to be much, much higher. And that's a mixture of the cards that are legal in the format and the number of decks that are present in the format. Both of those contribute to those. I'm struggling. I always see that Tron does well versus control, but that's the only deck I consistently lose to. Yeah, you're not beating Tron with control. It's not how Magic works. It's not how it works. I'm gonna keep this hand and then we'll die to a ley line. But I have a plan, chat. We're gonna die in a ley line of the void. When you say Lantern Control has the most best matchup, but it's boring, so no one plays it. No, I think Lantern's just not very good. I think the reason why people stop showing up with Lantern Control is because they realized, like every other Modern deck, it's just okay. And just okay isn't good enough. You cannot subscribe through the app on iOS, but you can subscribe using that link in the mobile browser. Wow, they posted day one conversion rates? That's a lot of data. I'll have to look at that later. It's a good article. Do they extrapolated day one conversion rates? It's a sample of 1/3 of the day one decks. Oh, well. All right, I guess. Like, I don't get it. Like, if you have access to 1/3 of the deck list, can't you just, like, get all of them? I don't think I want to draw this card, right? Because, like, it doesn't do anything. Like, even Street Wraith's a good draw here, because it would let me cast Mausoleum Secrets and get Shadow. Alright, my plan is to attack them with this 6 times before they draw a Bogle. It's not a good plan, but it's what we've got, chat. You just gotta work with the cards you're dealt. If that's the case, then the data's biased, Brad. If it's not a fully random sample, then it's extra bad. Because I would be willing to put money on the type of people who are willing to submit their deck online are probably more likely inclined to do certain things. Do I want to shock here? I don't think so. They have a Bogle in play. I don't have a Death Shadow anywhere in sight. This is a good matchup. Yeah, it's a good matchup for the Bogle side for sure. What are the leftovers? This is a Path to Exile. They didn't get a Temple Garden here, so it feels like Path to Exile. It feels bad, man. You can see do a Daybreak Coronet here in about 30 seconds. That's a good start for us. Means they don't have anything yet. Likely means they don't have anything yet. Sorry. Asterisk. Yep. Yeah, there's 100% a new format coming to Arena. And probably Paper Magic too. Yay, we drew a removal spell for their creature, chat. That's so exciting. We can interact. We can interact. Holy crap, they have nothing. Can I have a shadow, please? I'm gonna give you a 10-minute timeout so you can read Mausoleum Secrets. Enjoy. It says trample, so I cannot jump block. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom before we play the last match of this league. I could have killed my Delver and Mausoleum Secrets for a Death Shadow. I got you, Brad. I got you. I could have killed my Delver and Mausoleum Secrets for a Death Shadow. I could have killed my Delver and I'm going to the bathroom now. Going to the bathroom. Yeah, there's no guarantee I win that game because they had 2 cards in their hand, so there's a good chance I think they had another Path to Exile because they just didn't care about the Delver in the air. But we definitely would have had a better shot if we would have had a shot if they had nothing and I'd have gone and gotten a shadow. Yeah, it's possible that, like, Architect's Will is maybe better than Opt. Although I guess Opt helps flip Delver, which is important. Yeah, Gristlebrand's a good one for running people over with. Yeah, I don't know. The secrets have been fine so far. That was the first game in 4 matches. I, like, had a secrets in my hand and, like, hadn't had a creature. And it makes sense that would happen against, like, the Path to Exile deck, right? Seeing's fine. Thoughtseize, Street Wraith, 3 mana Death Shadow, some removal. Good spread. No, you cascade into Living End, Brad. And you cascade into Secret, sorry, which makes it far less good. You also, like, don't... Oh, you mean as foretold Living End? We actually tried a couple of secrets in Grixis Goryo's as foretold, and it was kind of clunky and awkward. Yeah, but you'd cascade into this, Brad. It costs 2. Why would people be able to change decks during the day of a tournament? What prompted that question? I'm confused. Well, usually I look for a $50 donation for a build-around deck list. I guess I take a Fatal Push. Maybe I'm supposed to take Dismember. I don't know, it's awkward, because, like, my Death Shadow can outgrow the Dismember, but Fatal Push can't hit my Gurmag Anglers. Glad I didn't get cheeky and try and take their, I think I'm gonna Secrets for a discard spell here. Like, Secrets for a discard spell and Secret for a threat are kind of the same thing here, because my threat would just die. And this way, I keep the extra threat density in my deck, which is nice. Oh, I forgot that this card's an instant. Yeah, their end step was probably better. I just forgot that it was an instant. I'm just gonna go ahead and offer this up to the removal gods here. Yeah, I agree. I feel like my takeaway from this league, and obviously we'll do a formal wrap-up segment at the end. My takeaway from this league is Mausoleum Secrets has been really impressive, and I'm not sure why we're not just playing Grixis Death Shadow. Yeah, that's the plan, Lone Wolf. My plan is to do 4 leagues today, and we'll play a league with each deck in the stream title. So I'm going to do 3 more leagues after this one. This Mausoleum Secrets card so far in this deck feels like what people always wanted Traverse the Ulvenwald to be. Like, Traverse the Ulvenwald, like, my opponent's actually playing Traverse Shadow, right? And just, like, hasn't been able to turn this card on yet. Just, like, holding on to the Slay the Land for dear life. Now, I don't really care if their Death Shadow gets online faster, because I have infinite removal in my hand. So I kind of want them to play the Shadow sooner rather than later, so I can be mana efficient. This is my 18 land deck. My 18 land deck is amazing. My opponent's complaining about my draw. Good shit. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me play my 5th land. You know what? I probably should have dismembered their Shadow, because there's a good chance I'm not going to be able to dismember their next Shadow, and that could really bite us here. So I should have dismembered the first Shadow as opposed to Fatal Pushing it. We really need a game chat arena. I agree. Sounds like it would be a good QOL. Yeah, so I'm gonna sequence my removal here for sure. I wanted the flexibility to pay life later with the Dismember if I drew a Shadow, but I think that's just, like, not worth dying by mistake. Yeah, the Traverse builds are a lot less likely to be playing those types of threats, though. I don't want to cast a 3/4. I wasn't sure if I wanted to cast a 3/4 or not, okay? Don't judge me. Alright, I think I'm just fetching tap lands here now. No, because they have a Shadow in their hand, that gets a lot worse, I think. So if they have a fetch or a shock here, I won't be able to single dismember the Shadow, which sucks. They do not. Sweet. Again, in a kind of a precarious spot because of my choice of sequencing on my removal. Double bolt me, baby. I'm gonna leave this last one uncracked because it gets a basically... Which member, chat? Which member was that again? No, I think because of my format knowledge and, like, expecting my opponent's deck to not have Gurmag Angler, my removal sequence was wrong this game. I'm gonna have to trade 2 for 1 here. Dismembertron. And get, like, Culligan's Command and Weep on the inside. I have 3 things in there yet? I do. Sweet. Mausoleum Secrets has been absurdly good. Just kind of unreal, this league. And I don't think you could play more than 2 of them, but the 2 copies have just been A+. We've gotten removal spells and planeswalkers and threats, and yeah, you get Culligan's Command with it. Just, like, so many different things you can do. All right, kill me with a bolt. did you? Well, if I wait a turn, I risk losing my Liliana the Last Hope to an Assassin's Trophy. So it's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. So I'd rather proactively get my value out of the Liliana, I think. The downside to losing my Liliana before she gets a creature at all is higher. Because if they draw a discard spell, I still have the Liliana in play, and then I could just like tick her up and then tick her back down again. Yeah, we're gonna die to top deck Bolt here and just be incredibly sad. Alright. I do kind of like this sideboard, though. I wasn't just a buzzword. I described what I meant with the word and why I was using it. They usually play white for Lingering Souls and Ranger of Eos, and then occasional sideboard cards. I'm going to trim the Inquisitions. I think I need to leave Thoughtseizes in for enabling my shadows. I'm going to trim an Opt. I'm going to trim an Opt, I think. We could surgical their shadows. You're not wrong. The perfect plan. The Surgical Ego plan was pretty good against Dredge. If I'd have played a little bit better, I think we would have beaten them. No, I think I'd rather just have cards that kill their threats rather than like hoping to discard one and then surgical them. You can go back and watch the Dread matchup if you want to see me make a couple of mistakes and how I use the egos. The answer is that it depends based on the situation that you're in. Yeah, I'm pretty much better at this point. Yeah, I think this deck should just be Grixis Shadow. I don't, after playing, so like, one of the big upsides of playing a 2-color deck in Modern is that you take less damage from your mana base, but because this deck is playing Death Shadow, you're hammering yourself with your mana base in your 2-color deck. So I feel like this deck just doesn't gain the biggest upside that you should get from playing 2 colors. There's really no reason not to just splash a third. Is what it feels like. So if you're gonna hammer your health total anyways, you might as well gain the upside of having some utility. Not really, Neo Rebel. So if you have a Gurmag Angler in play for multiple turns, your opponent's probably going to die. So, like, it's okay to have a Gurmag Angler in a bunch of lands. Secrets gets K-Command. It does. It does. It's just a small splash. You play like K-Command, a couple of Battle Rages, and a couple of Bolts. Teamer Battle Rage is a big deal on this archetype, I think. Teamer Battle Rage gives this deck something very unfair to be doing. Big Fish is a good pickup. It's a lot of fun, goalie. It does some sweet things. Rakdos Charm's a sweet card. Yeah, and Secrets gives us access to more surgical extractions as well. I think two Battle Rage is about the average. Remove everything and then dismember the Goyf. Oh, that's a really good suggestion. I didn't think about that. I was focused on wanting to keep my land for secrets, that I missed that if I delved the Delver, I would have shrunk the Goyf. That's a good suggestion. I definitely missed that. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ever going to beat a Ranger Vios. Is it worth playing Painter so you could tutor for Battle Rage? I would accuse you of that being a very Twitch chat comment, but you knew that Mausoleum Secrets required you to get a black card, so obviously you can't be a Twitch chatter. Yeah, we just got super punished here by this Mishra's Bubble. So my plan was to play Last Hope plus and then dismember this. I was a little bit too focused on doing that exactly. This attack might be wrong. Yeah, their shadows are 5/5s right now. This attack is probably wrong. I don't know. These shadow mirrors are really awkward playing with the health totals. Yeah, if you want to make a donation and assign it to be played on a specific day, that's fine, goalie. For larger donations, I don't mind doing that. Yep, good game. Bits are preferred usually. Whichever is easiest. We're really not picky again. People giving the money, not choosy. I definitely punted that game by not delving the Delver and dismembering the Termagwave. It was very, very bad on my part. I don't know that we would have been able to beat through the Ranger of Eos regardless, but I definitely would have been in a better spot to win that game if I'd have killed the Goyf. I don't think I responded. I've not responded to decklist yet. So if I've seen your deck list, I will send you a message. I went to bed last night. Hey, Superflow, thank you for the biddies. Speaking of beds, I appreciate it. Saw your YouTube video on civic duty. It's inspiring. Thank you for the bitch winter brew. I appreciate the support. Hope you're having a good Thursday wherever you're at. Liliana the Veil's very good in this matchup, so nice to have her in the opener. Probably not going to get to keep her in my hand because they've got a bunch of discard spells in their deck, but, you know, it's the thought that counts, right? Owling Mine next Tuesday or Wednesday. Definitely Wednesday, goalie. Tuesday is standard day. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. 10K for Owling Mine Wednesday morning. Got it. Thanks for the absurd support. Secrets doesn't do anything, right? I'm looking for lands or ideally a Thought Scour to flip the Gurmag Angler into play. That gets me to Death Shadow this turn, right? Seems fine. Perfect. Makes the Death Shadow bigger and gives me a heads up before I know what I'm walking into. Well, this hand's just like a giant bag of dicks for us, huh? It's probably the Liliana the Veil, right? I think it's the Liliana the Veil. The Player of the Year tiebreaker is this unique format. It's basically, if you're familiar with Hearthstone's Conquest format, it's like that. Each player has 4 different standard decks without sideboards, and they have to win a game with each of their decks. Is there a good reason for not playing Stubborn? I'm going to give you a 10-minute timeout so you can look at the deck list that's on your screen and see that there are Stubborn Denials in it. So there goes our Liliana the Veil. I get to stick Gurmag Angler next turn, though. I guess they might take my fish, because with Lingering Souls, they can play through Liliana the Veil. Seemed unwinnable for guys. So I think you're fine there. I think the games they have it, you're going to die. But I think between Alpine Moon, and you should probably add, that deck probably wants Unmoored Ego in its sideboard. Unmoored Ego is probably pretty reasonable there. Take all their stuff away. We're just incredibly dead, right? I'm just like never going to beat this Lingering Souls. Along with our life. We're gonna die like 70 turns from now, but I'm gonna make a note to add that on my website, actually. Ego in sideboard of 4-color Geist deck, Night Veil, and standard UB deck. You go through and do updates on there. So, takeaway from playing this deck. Mausoleum Secrets felt really A+ in a Death Shadow shell. and the games we were winning, it felt like we were just Grixis Death Shadow that didn't draw red cards. Wasn't really a huge fan of Delver of Secrets. I'm not a huge fan of playing a 2-color deck when we're hammering our health total anyways. So I think Grixis Death Shadow is a very reasonable deck in Modern. I think this deck would probably be better served as just being Grixis Death Shadow. But I do think that Mausoleum Secrets is a card that you should be exploring in that shell, because 2 copies of this felt very good. We got Liliana the Last Hopes at different points in that league. We got Death Shadows. We got Fatal Pushes. We got Thoughtseizes. This card was very... I'm a sucker for a toolbox, so like I'm super biased in my love for this card, but I feel like it's worth testing. So if you're looking for some new technology, if you're a Grixis Death Shadow fan, I think I'd recommend trying out 2 copies of this. More than 2 is probably clunky, but 2 seems super reasonable. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing next?